Alex Jones and Larry Pratt are going to blame liberals for everything. Let's listen.
Again, I'm a libertarian. I'm into freedom, period, across the board. It just so happens the Democrats are totally destroying the country right now, so I'm trying to take over the Republicans.
Exactly.
But have you noticed almost all these mass shooters come from, like, liberal Democrat families, and they're all into weird occult stuff and are on a bunch of drugs and are Satan worshipers and video game heads, and then I'm getting blamed for what people with green hair that worship the devil are doing?
Yep. They try to project their shortcomings onto us, and we're not buying that. That card has expired also.
Yeah, I think we should be, if we're going to profile anybody, why don't we profile Satanists?
What it teaches us, I think, is that angry liberals probably should be the exception to our purist Second Amendment views, because they can't handle guns. They are inherently violent.
Oh, the projection is overwhelming. Yes, it is the anti-war, anti-poverty, anti-violence liberals that are inherently violent. You nailed it. Not, say, the neoconservatives who came up with the Bush doctrine of preemptive war, not the conservatives who want to go armed into their kids' baseball games, want to go armed into bars, want to be armed in church. No, it is the liberals who want peace. They are the violent ones. Go figure. I don't know how that works. And this is typical conservative hypocrisy. Oh, the Second Amendment is totally and utterly absolute, unless, of course, we're talking about liberals, feminists, pro-choicers, gay people, and black people. They're not allowed to have guns because we don't like them. But my favorite is the massive contradiction that all these shooters are liberal Democrats, according to Alex Jones and Larry Pratt, and Satanists. They're all liberal Democrats and Satanists. How can you be both? Liberals are typically, again, in favor of their anti-war, anti-poverty. They're in favor of helping people, and they're also Satanists. I believe Satan is for precisely not those things. But now let's get to the meat of the issue. The mass shooters and attackers are all liberal Democrats. Well, let's see. We could actually, determine whether or not that's true or false, because we know who did these shootings. So Paul Ciancia, the LAX shooter from just the other week, he was found with an extremist right-wing manifesto in his pocket. Yeah, that guy's totally liberal. Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma City bomber, far right-wing white supremacist. The Sikh temple shooter in 2012, you remember him? A far right-wing white supremacist as well. The Unitarian Universalist church shooter in 2008, that's a liberal church. He was a right-winger who said he wanted to kill all liberals. He wanted to get to the liberals that were on a list written by Jonah Goldberg in one of his books and said, I couldn't get to the Hollywood liberals that are destroying the country, so I went to the nearby church and killed people. We have Scott Roeder, who murdered the abortion doctor, Dr. Tiller, right-winger. Jared Loughner, the Tucson shooter, shot a Democrat, Gabby Giffords. The Fort Hood shooter is a Muslim extremist, hardly a liberal. Richard Schmidt had lists of Jewish and black leaders to kill, massive right-winger. David Allen Butch and Devin Campbell Newman, they're part of this sovereign citizens small government movement. They're extremists. They had a big plan to capture cops, torture them, and kill them in the name of shrinking government, in the name of radical anti-government movement. Now, I can go on and on. The list goes on and on. So not only is it not true that shooters and killers are liberals, in fact, they usually are part of a couple different groups, but mostly people with severe mental issues who are like actually paranoid schizophrenics or suffer from severe depression or just have a chemical imbalance, or they are conservatives, or both. Sorry, Alex, that's the reality.